Ugandan politician Robert Kyagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine, is tonight rejecting preliminary results announced by Uganda's Electoral Commission, stating that he will soon announce the way forward on the back of what he says was an election marred by irregularities and illegalities. His claims have been discounted by the Electoral Commission, which says it has seen no flaws in the electoral process. Wahiga Mwaura tells us more from Kampala, Uganda, where the country's Vice President Edward Kiwanuka and 10 ministers have lost their parliamentary seats in major upsets by the opposition. Wahiga, good evening.
Good evening, Lillian. Indeed, a lot has been happening in this country today. Let me start with what has dominated, I'm betting, social media on that side, because there's very little internet access on this side, which is Bobi Wine. And the latest that we know in regards to him is that he had a press briefing at 6:30 p.m. where he confirmed that military and police had surrounded his home, accessed his compound, harassed some of his workers, chased away a gardener, but they eventually withdrew. That's the latest in regards to him, bearing in mind there had been some messages on his Twitter handle a bit earlier on this afternoon. So that press briefing that he had this afternoon or evening was actually the second of the day. Earlier on, Lillian, Bobi Wine had a press briefing at about 11 a.m. at his Magere home, where he stated that he categorically rejected the preliminary results that were being broadcast or shared or released by the Uganda Electoral Board, stating that there was electoral malpractice, irregularities and illegalities that were going on. He was, for example, stating that some of his agents were chased away from polling stations, that some voting did not happen in certain regions, and that he would, in due course, advise Ugandans on the way forward, even as the results continue being released by the Uganda Electoral Commission. Now, we captured some of that in this following report that's coming up.
Defiant Bobi Wine cut a lone figure as he walked to the temporary lectern set up on the lawn of his Magere home. With the world's cameras on him, the one-time Member of Parliament immediately began by rejecting the preliminary results announced by Uganda's Electoral Commission, showing the National Resistance Movement flag bearer, President Museveni, was in the lead.
Countrymen and women, I am very confident that we defeated the dictator by far. I call upon all Ugandans to reject the blackmail.
The Chadondo East representative believes the election has not been conducted as per the law and insists that voting did not take place in certain regions, whilst his agents were harassed and arrested at various polling stations.
Even with all these election irregularities, which we shall share with the world in the coming days when the internet is restored, we secured a comfortable lead against General Museveni.
The 38-year-old says his team is considering various options on how to address the release of results, which he says have been doctored to disenfranchise his support base.
According to the laws of Uganda, it is legal to protest for a right. Therefore, every legal option is on the table for us.
But the chair of the Electoral Commission of Uganda, Justice Simon Mugenyi Byabakama, rejected Bobi Wine's claims, stating that no significant flaws have been reported in the electoral process.
The onus is upon candidate Kyagulanyi to show who, in what context and how the results are in.
The chair also denied that the release of results has been selective, stating that they only share what has been received and verified. Meanwhile, Uganda's Vice President Edward Kiwanuka is among more than 10 senior government officials who have fallen by the wayside in the just concluded elections. Cabinet ministers handling various dockets such as trade, ICT, education, lands, urban planning and youth affairs have also failed to defend their seats in the wake of an opposition wave in their regions. Preliminary results indicate that President Museveni's party held on to the northern and western strongholds, while Bobi Wine's new party, the National Unity Platform, is leading in the central region and urban areas of the country. Wahiga Mwaura, Citizen TV, Kampala, Uganda.